Meet a new guy, are you pretty honest?
Yeah, honesty is the best policy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your body count?
My body count, I feel like under 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with OF and everything, under 5?
Well, that's content. That doesn't count.
The content, so you don't count those people in your body count.
Oh no, it doesn't count. That's just content. That's like acting. That's Hollywood. I mean, that's it. I don't count people that I do content with as part of the body count. Honestly, there's a couple situations in which like I don't feel like they count. For example, like if I meet a fan and we decide to do content, I don't consider that part of body count. If I go on a girls trip, whatever happens in that girls trip, I feel like that doesn't count as a body count. And also if I get drunk, I don't count whatever happens because it just doesn't. I feel like the only times I consider body count is when I'm like invested in what I'm doing and like in an emotional way.
So if you met the man of your dreams right now and he wants to spend the rest of his life with you and he says, I just have to ask you one question, just be honest, it doesn't matter. What's your body count? What would you say?
I would be honest. I would say under 5.
Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. I don't want to make this video too long, but it can get lengthy. But let's get right into it. So the first story that comes to mind when just speaking on this topic of body count is going to be the story of Cain and Abel. Okay. And some people may say, well, why are you going like biblical if we're asking a simple question on does body count matter? And like Rebecca J said, it's under 5 bodies. She's not counting anything done with work or anything that's basically not a consent, right? She's not giving her consent, then she's not counting it. Well, the reason why I would relate a biblical story to that is because you can kind of draw some meaning, right? Some people say it's Cain and Abel, not Cain and Abel, but the Bible in general is written in an allegorical sense, right? It's a whole bunch of allegories in the Bible. So that means that you can draw like many meanings from the story, just like a picture says 1,000 words. Then you can draw a lot. It's meant for you to look at it and like draw multiple different meanings from it. Okay. Well, so just really quickly, Cain, he gave a offer to God. I believe it was the fruit of the ground. And Abel, he gave, and they're brothers, right? So Abel, he gives, the story, I'm pretty sure. But Abel, he gives the firstlings of his flock. And I think he may have gave something else too. Well, God accepted Abel's offerings because what Abel did was, he got the best, right? He got the firstlings of his flock, the best of his cattle, whatever. While Cain, I think it was some type of fruit from the ground that he offered. And so God basically accepted Abel's offering, and he didn't really accept Cain's, right? Because Cain could have done better, right? That's what I take away from that story. So what ends up happening is Cain kills his brother Abel because he was wroth. He was deranged. That anger. It just, he was upset, right? And the meaning I get from that story, if you guys follow me at all, is it's just about what you are offering. I did a video not too long ago, and I don't believe I titled it. I may have had hashtags in there, and one of the hashtags was exchange, because like it was something to do with like rent, and then like this guy was basically trying to get her to exchange more than just for her paying rent, basically, right? So if you are honest and you're being honest, right, and this is like you're just being completely honest, and I believe that was stated in the interview, right? If you guys was listening at all when it was playing, and she said, yeah, I'm being honest, that's really how she views it. And she even gave a point to where it was like one of the reasons why she counts it like that, because she counts people that like she's consistently with, and that she like is like have intentions, and like she seriously tried to make things work, right? It just wasn't anything like for work or just like a one night stand type of thing. So she, and then plus with consent, she says some other things like drinking and things like that. So I'm putting that in the consent bucket. And, hey, I'm not here judging harshly on anybody. So sometimes can I say people, the regular guy, is going to agree with that, and it doesn't mean that he's agreeing to that because he would have a possibility to be in a relationship with a Rebecca J. It could be it could be a, what's a good word? It could be a Danica, right? It could be a Danica from your neighborhood who's like probably in the same situation, right? And would you be accepting of that situation, right? And I don't want to, because a lot of times when we do videos and then boom, we drop the hammer, you know what I'm saying? You get your hammer out and you looking for the nail, and then you know what I'm saying, you're gonna run a bang route on it. You feel me? I kind of want to pull off from doing that in this video, because that could, in all honesty, that could be a diamond in the rough. And I really don't even want to say a diamond in the rough, because when you look at it, everybody's getting older. People been in relationships, you know what I'm saying? And even if you're trying to like, people, I'll say this because I don't want to get too long-winded. People marry and remarry. People marry and divorce. It's ways to do it, right? Sometimes there's some like religions that believe like, once you put your husband away, if you're a wife and you put your husband away, or your husband puts you away, you can divorce, but that means you can't remarry. Like for the rest of your days, you just got to be single, right? That's, some religions believe that. Okay. I'm just saying that. So with that being said, just keeping, and then the possibility of you finding another match, you finding another soulmate or somebody that you can kick it with. I'm saying, if you guys are really clicking, some things you have to not be so quick to anger on. You have to like really be calm, and you know what I'm saying, and just think about it and be like, you know what, this is a really nice chick, vice versa. This could be a really nice guy, and you really could make things work for the best. Because if we just continue to like literally have everything one tone, and everything's supposed to be factory built, right, it's gonna be a lot of people that don't make that cut, in all honesty, right? And so basically what I'm saying in this video is, I yes and no. Okay, if you guys can understand that, yes and no, because I agree with what she's saying. I definitely agree with what she's saying, but as a man, I can see how a guy is gonna look at that situation, and he's gonna see the negative in that. That's what he's gonna see. He's gonna see the negative in that situation, but it's positive in there. It's some good stuff in there too. It's just, are you willing to You know what I'm saying? You got to really, some situations, man, you can't think what other people, I'm just going to be real with you. In some situations, you can't think like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like what everybody is, you can't think like, sometimes it's what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, hey, you know what do you want to do? And if you really like this person, I think that, it would be it for me not to say that may be something you should consider. That is like basically the whole reason behind me making this video and me coming up with that. Me not saying, you know what, nah, this is just 100% fake, throw it out the window. You know what I'm saying? And she should be, after the industry, she should be for the streets. Nah. And it's a whole bunch of other stuff to go with it, just to be honest, because she could not be looking for a traditional type of relationship. She could be looking for something else, right? But, just with that bit of information we got, you know what I'm saying, I'm still going to say that's something you should, you should think over. And just not just for a Rebecca, like I said, not just for Rebecca J. This could be for, it's so many, people in situations like that, you know what I'm saying? And then you have some people who they're going to hold their cards closer. They're going to play, they're going to play the Texas Hold'em with you. They're going to hold their cards pretty close. Some people, and maybe that's a way of doing it, right? And you just not be, you jumping cities, you saying you jump in circles and you just moving in that type of way, right? But I mean, you can only cover up and tell a lie or tell half truths for only so long until the truth spills out. Okay. And lastly, I want to say this too. Just thinking about, philosophy and how you think about certain things, right? Another thing that comes to my mind is Plato. Plato and his allegory about the cave, right? And how it was people in the cave and they lived their whole life in the cave. They were basically prisoners in this caves, and like they never were able to like go outside of the cave. So their perception of life was, their perception of reality was reality to them. But what they was, what they was doing in the cave was just like, they were like, looking at shadows in the cave. It was like a fire behind them, and like the shadows that was casted onto the cave, they would give names to, and that was their reality. And not until they were freed from the cave were they able to really like have a holistic perception of what reality is, right? And that was like Plato. Of course, he was a philosopher, right? But that was an allegory, an allegorical story. Okay. And you can draw many meanings from that story. Okay. And then I say that too, because it's different ways that you can look, you know what I'm saying? You can look at the cup half empty, half full. It's how you want, to perceive your reality, right? At some point in time, how you want to look at things. But that doesn't stop that doesn't mean that you're the only thought process, and you're the only thing that's going to create reality. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be other people's perception. It's going to be other people that that is going to paint a picture, but there is a reality that takes place. There is, there's the right way, there's the way that things actually happen, and then there's everybody else's, story or perception of how things actually took place. So I will say that. But yeah, really deep conversation. I mean, I really tried to not get too deep in depth. I didn't want to stumble and bumble, but this is one of those situations where you have to just kind of have some type of deep thought, in situations like this. But hey guys, it's about that time, man. Look, dude, Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thumb up the video. I highly appreciate you guys. Take it easy, guys. Peace, man. I'm out.